Hello friends, this is Sneha. Welcome to Learn Java with Sneha. So in the journey of learning Java, this is my second video. The first video was Java features. If you have not yet seen this, I have included the link in the description box so that you can see Java features video as well. In this video, we will be discussing about what is an object. So before we'll see the details of object-oriented programming, or before we start learning Java language, which is an object-oriented language, we need to understand what is an object, because in object-oriented programming, everything revolves around the object. So in this particular video, we are going to see what is an object, what are the different characteristics of an object. So let's discuss what is object and what are the different characteristics of an object. So object is nothing but it is a real world entity. So what do you mean by real world entity? So real world entity is nothing but it is any physical or a conceptual entity which is having a well-defined structure and a behavior. So any entity which is having well-defined structure and a behavior is called as real world entity. So before we'll see what is well-defined structure or the behavior really means, let's try to define an object. So how you will define an object? So object is nothing but an entity which has well-defined structure and a behavior. This object can be any touchable, non-touchable or the conceptual entity. It means whatever is there around you, which you can see, you cannot see, which you can touch, you cannot touch, which is physical or a conceptual, everything is nothing but an object. So what do you mean by a well-defined structure of an object? So let's say if I ask you to draw a ceiling fan. Okay, so when you want to draw a ceiling fan, I don't have to specify how to draw it. Like the idea in everyone's mind is clear how the ceiling fan looks. If I ask you to draw a table fan, the idea is already clear how the table fan looks. So this is nothing but it is having a well-defined structure. What is the structure of a fan? Everyone is aware. Okay, so that is nothing but a object which is having a well-defined structure and a behavior. So how you will draw a ceiling fan? This is a ceiling fan. Okay, so same or slight different, everyone is going to draw the similar structure of this fan. Exactly same way if I ask you to draw a car, everyone knows how the car looks. It has four wheels, it has doors, windows, and so on. So the idea behind how the car looks is already clear. Okay, so these are nothing but the objects which are having some well-defined structure. Okay, so that is nothing but an object. So that's the reason, as I said, whatever is there around you, including you, is treated as an object which is having a well-defined structure. So let's talk about the different objects. Okay, so let's take an example of, so as I said, objects are nothing but can be living, non-living, physical, conceptual. So if you talk about a non-living object, so what are the different non-living objects? We have listed some of them. Everything is treated as an object. So you have a whatever you can see around. Let's say you have a fan, you have light, you have sofa, you have car. Okay, if you have bank, school, computer, everything is a object which is having a well-defined structure and behavior. Everyone knows what is a tube light. Everyone knows how the sofa looks or what are the attributes of a sofa. Everyone knows what is a computer. So it is having a well-defined structure. If we take an example of living things, so there's a man, dog, cat, ant, crow, and so on, donkey, monkey, all are objects. If you take an example of conceptual entities, insurance policy, warranty, tuitions, transactions, exam, all are objects. So objects are nothing but it can be physical, it can be conceptual. So object is nothing but any touchable, non-touchable or a conceptual entity. So now let's proceed further. After this stat, let's see what are the different behaviors. Okay, so the structure of an object is nothing but the attributes of an object. and behavior is nothing but the number of operations that you can perform on an object. Let's talk about this in detail with an example. Let's take an example of a fan. Now, when we talk about a fan, what are the different attributes of a fan comes in our mind? So, fan has number of blades, the model of a fan, the color of a fan, speed, okay, warranty. So, all these are the attributes of an object that is fan. So, when we talk about number of blades, model, speed, color, warranty, it is a combination of all attributes. So warranty, it is an attribute which you cannot see, but it is there with a fan. Okay, so when we talk about that particular object, whatever are the attributes, that particular object consists of whatever are the attributes, that is nothing but a structure of that particular object. Now, when we talk about behavior, what are the different operations that you can perform on that particular fan object? So you have a regulator through which you can adjust the speed. Okay, you can on the fan, you can off the fan. So these are the operations that we can perform on this particular object. Okay, so when you perform these particular operations, depends on that the values will be given or values will be assigned to all these attributes. So state of object is nothing but whatever are the attributes that object carries, and behavior is nothing but the number of operations that you perform on that particular object. Let's take one more example. Let's talk about a dog. Now, when we talk about an object dog, what are the different characteristics or what are the different attributes comes in the picture? So eye color, okay, breed, name, age, and so on. Okay, there can be many more. What are the different operations or what are the different functionalities that comes with the object dog? So it can bark, eat, fetch, wagging tail, and so on. So these all are the behaviors of that particular object. So when you talk about that particular object, whatever are the attributes will define a structure, and whatever are the operations that you can perform on that particular object defines the behavior of that particular object. So let's have a quiz. As I have listed the attributes and the behavior for two objects, that is fan and the dog, there is a check. You have to list the attributes and the behavior of this object, that is a check. Okay, take your time. You can pause this video here. You can list out your attributes and the behaviors for this object. Once you are done, again play this video. We'll discuss this attributes of a check. So I'm sure you are ready with your attributes and the behaviors. So when we talk about a check, what are the different attributes comes in the picture? Account number, payee name, amount, date, branch. So these all are the attributes of that check. What are the different operations that you can perform, or what is the behavior of the check? Make payment, withdraw money, and so on. There is a possibility that you have come up with some more attributes or the behaviors, absolutely fine. Okay, whatever object that you have, it can have number of attributes and the number of behaviors. You will take only the attributes or the behaviors which are required as per the system where you are using that. Okay, let's have one more quiz. There is an object that is car. You have to list the attributes and the behaviors of a car. I'm not going to discuss these attributes and the behaviors of a car here, but what you have to do is you have to list it and you have to put it in your comment box. Okay, so put the answers in the comment box. What are the attributes and the behaviors of a car? Let's proceed. So we have seen what is object. What do you mean by structure and the behavior of object? Let's discuss about the most important things of an object, that is characteristics of an object. When we talk about any object, every object possesses four characteristics, that is state, behavior, identity, and responsibility. Let's discuss these characteristics one by one. So first, what is the state of an object? So state of an object is nothing but the current values you have assigned to all its attributes. We have already seen the structure of a object, that is nothing but the attributes. When you assign some values to these attributes, it defines a state of that particular object. These attributes can be static, the attributes can be dynamic. Dynamic means for that particular object that attributes ka values can change, but static means the values won't be changed. For example, we have taken an example that is fan. Now, when we talk about fan, what is the color of a fan? So that fan color, if I say, okay, it is white, that fan color is not going to change. Okay. Or if after some time, if you say, okay, I don't want a white color, I just want to change it to black, it is possible. Okay. If I say, whatever is a fan is there is an attribute called as speed. I can using a regulator, I can change the speed. So these are the attributes which are dynamic. But if I say there is a fan and the model of the fan is this, okay, or the machine number or the motor number of this fan is this, I cannot change it. That will remain as it is. So these are the attributes or the values which are static, which cannot be changed, or the attributes which can be changed are called as dynamic attributes. Let's discuss the state of an object with an example of a person object. So when you talk about a person object, what are the different attributes a person may have? So person can have name, age, height, weight, gender, blood group, mobile number, qualification, occupation, and so on. Now, when you talk about every person object or every person will get these attributes. Now, whatever the values that you assign to these attributes will define the state of that person object. So, for example, to this person object, I have assigned some attributes values like name is Mohan, age is 27, height is 156 centimeter, weight is 40 kg, gender is male, blood group is A plus, mobile is so and so, qualification, and so on. Okay, so this person object is having the different attributes and we have assigned the values to these attributes. So name is Mohan, age is 27, height is 156 centimeter, weight is 40 kg, gender is male, blood group is A plus, mobile number, qualification, occupation, and so on. So every object has same attributes, but the values that you assign to these attributes will be different from one person to other person, and whatever are the current values that you assign to that particular to those attributes will define the state of that particular object. Let's take one more example of the same person. So if I say, okay, I'm talking about a person who is a girl, the attributes, as it is a person object, the attributes will remain same, but now the values will change. Now the name is Tina, age is 23, height is 150 centimeter, weight is 35 kg, gender is female, blood group is B plus, and so on. Okay, so the object is same, the attributes are same, but the values are different. So whatever are the attributes are there and whatever are the current values that you assign to all these attributes defines a state of that particular object. So every person object has same attributes, but the value that you assign will define the state of that particular object. So what is a behavior? Behavior is nothing but whatever are the number of operations that you can perform on that particular object defines a behavior of that object. So when you perform any operation on that particular object, the state of that object changes. For example, you switch on the fan. So fan was in the steady state, but as soon as you switch on the fan, now it starts moving. You perform a operation like you increase the speed. Okay, so the speed of that particular fan is increased. So whatever is the operation that you perform on that particular object, the state changes. If you off the fan, if you perform an off operation on the fan, the fan will stop. So behavior is nothing but the operations that you perform, and when you perform these operations on that particular object, the state of that object changes. So that is nothing but the behavior of an object. So behavior may include the operations which may perform some changes in the state of the object, but it is not the thing it has to change the values or it has to change the state of the object. For example, if you say person, whatever are the values we have assigned to these attributes, if I say I just want to retrieve the details of my person object, now when you try to just retrieve the details, it is not going to change the state of that object, but still retrieve details is nothing but a behavior or it is an operation that you are going to perform on that particular object. Let's discuss this behavior with the same person object. So behavior of a person depends on the functionalities that you apply on it, depends on the system where it is used. If you talk about a normal person object, so what can be the behavior of a person object? So walk, eat, sleep, study, play, exercise, and so on. So this is a behavior, or these are the different operations that you can perform on a normal person object. But if that person Okay, but if that person is an employee, so whatever is the behavior or whatever the number of operations that you will be performing on that object will change. The third characteristic of an object is identity. It is the most important characteristic of an object because identity is nothing but the property. It is a unique property which will help you to identify or which will help you to differentiate that object from the rest of the objects. जैसे we have seen the example of a person object. So every person will have the same characteristics, but whatever are the values that we have assigned to those attributes might be same for multiple person objects. But there should be at least one property which is unique for that particular person object through which we can identify that object. For example, if you consider the normal person object, how can I identify a particular person from the rest persons? So it may be a mobile number or the email ID of a person. If I'm using that person as an employee in my employment system, then I have number of employees with the same attributes. Maybe the values to all these attributes may be same for multiple employees, but there should be a unique attribute through which I can identify a particular employee. So that attribute can be employee ID. So it is not the case that there will be only a single attribute that will be an identity, but it may be a group of attributes like ID of a person or email ID and a mobile number of a person that is also unique. So that a group of attributes can also be the identity of an object. So if we talk about the person objects, two person objects that we have already seen as an example, if I want to differentiate between these two person objects, how will I identify a particular person from the rest? So what is unique parameter here? So that will be a mobile number. Through this mobile number, I can differentiate one person from the other person. This is just an example. Depends on the system where you are using. Maybe you decide some other unique properties. Like here we have not considered email ID, but email ID can be one of the attribute, and email ID can also be used to as an identity of that person object. So that is identity. The fourth and the last characteristic of an object is a responsibility. So responsibility of an object is a role that it serves within the system. So what is the role of that particular object? So responsibility will decide what is the behavior. So where you are using that particular object in the system depends on that will decide what are the number of operations that we can perform that will define the responsibility. Let's take an example. If you consider a normal person object, so what can be the responsibility of a normal person? So it can be earn money, take care of family, parents, wake up early, be healthy, do exercise and so on. But if the same person object, if I have used as an employee in the employment system, so in that particular case, what will be the responsibility of that person? So reach office on time, wear ID cards, mark attendance, complete work on time, and so on. Same way, if I use this person object as a doctor, so it will have its own different responsibilities. So depends that particular object you are using in which system. We have to decide the attributes. At the same time, it will decide what will be the behavior of that object, what will be the responsibility of that object. So here we have discussed, or here we have seen what is an object, what are the different characteristics of an object. So object is nothing but the entity which is having well-defined structure and behavior. Object has four characteristics, that is state, behavior, identity, and responsibility. Now, we all knows what is an object, what are the different characteristics of an object, and now we can learn what is object-oriented programming. Okay, so in my next video, I'll be discussing different object-oriented programming principles. So object oriented programming language revolves around the object. So as we know object now, we can easily learn object oriented programming. Thanks for watching my video.